Habida Lawal for more developments within the APC headquarters in Abuja after the appointment of principal officers. Habida, the national chairman did say that the tradition with which principal officers are appointed wasn't followed. What tradition was he talking about?
Well, Nifemi, the tradition is just a simple communication, written communication to the National Assembly, that is from the party leadership to the National Assembly, just like the way the party decided on the zoning list of the National Assembly, that's for the Senate and the House of Representatives. It is expected that the party will also be carried along as to who and which persons have been chosen for these principal positions. Of course, the party will have its own interest, and the National Assembly, on the other hand, will have its own interest as well. But the deed is done, and I hope the party will move away from this and try as much as possible to come together on this communication gap.
Just hold on for a bit, Habida, by Cletus Obun, who is an APC chieftain in Cross Rivers. He also has rich experience as a lawmaker. What is this tradition that your party is talking about, Mr. Cletus? Is it the norm that the party writes the leadership of the assembly before principal officers are appointed?
Well, thank you for having me this evening. I want to make it very clear. I have sat on the neck of the meeting as a state chairman, from Advanced Congress of Democrats to Action Congress of Nigeria to APC as a NEC member. I've been a NEC member of this party from the days of ACN of Alexis Anelo, so I should know what I'm talking about. I'm a parliamentarian. The role of the party on the selection of national officers of the party is not anywhere in any section of the party constitution. It is only a convention, a tradition, out of respect, that consultation should be made with the party. I imagine, like somebody has mentioned there is a total disinformation and misinformation. And members of NEC, especially the NWC members, should be more knowledgeable than that. And I'm very sure that if there is no House of Assembly member, former House of Assembly member, there should be a former House of Reps member or a former senator in that National Working Committee. What they have just done now is totally to put the party in public audience.
So you are saying that this tradition is alien. Is it alien to you as a party member? Because there must have been a track record for the national chairman of your party to have talked about the tradition. Maybe that was how it worked during the 9th Assembly.
Let me tell you this. In all assemblies, whether state assembly, councillorship, there is consultation. There is an understanding between the party leadership. Party leadership does not necessarily mean National Working Committee. The party leadership is led by the National Working Committee to consult, even in the production of the Senate, National Assembly or State Assembly leadership, the leadership, Senate President in this case, and Speaker in this case. In 2018, remember, this same matter, because of 2016 experience of the Saraki era, Adams Oshomole, comrade, now sitting in that Senate, was national chairman, and they had this issue in 2016. So what he did to curtail it was to put every National Assembly member into one room. What do we want? And it was decided. So if the National Working Committee, led by the national chairman, didn't do their due diligence in the production of the principal officers, they did so for the purpose of the leadership, Speaker, House of Reps, and Senate President. And
let me jump in very quickly, Mr. Obun, and bring in Habida. Some APC governors were cited at that meeting, Habida. Do they also have issues with this list?
Well, the APC governors led by Opus Odima, that is the Imo State governor, specifically said that the governors were not there for the National Assembly matter alone, but also to review processes of the 2023 election and how to bring the party together in unity, especially some members and warring states that have issues concerning their party leadership in the state were also discussed at the closed-door meeting of the NWC. So it was more of interactive between the NWC and the APC governors. But of course, it touched a little bit on the leadership of the National Assembly, that is concerning the principal officers that the national chairman of the party, Abdullah Adamu, mentioned. Governor Okuzodima said that it was a communication gap that will be resolved quickly as soon as possible, and that the party and the National Assembly leadership are one.
All right, Habida, just one more minute with you. You have covered the APC for years now. Is this kind of misunderstanding common within the party, and how soon do you expect it to be resolved from your experience?
Well, oftentimes you can't wish away this kind of misunderstanding, but specifically this boils down to communication gap between both parties, and the fact that the party is saying that they are not aware of how they arrive at the choosing of the principal positions. It seems not to be a big deal, and something that is hoped that would be resolved soon, and we'll have APC governors also playing a role in that regard.
Honorable, we have to go now. What's the way forward for your party following this development?
Simpliciter, the National Assembly leadership led by Senator Akpabio as Senate President and the National Chairman, with the governors who are members of the National Working Committee and National Executive Committee, will definitely have to meet and synergize. APC has the biggest and largest reconciliation and internal democracy system that brings about the resolution of such. This is this is a thumb in a teacup. There is nothing very serious about this. The National Executive Working Committee and the National Leadership led by Fabio, with the National Chairman led by Adamu, both of them are senators. This is the first time, remember, and let Nigerians know, that from the Senate, from the President down to the Chairman of the party, have all the National Assembly members. All of them. So they understand how to engage in the legislative relationship.
Indeed.
And I think this will not be an issue at all. And it will be resolved in no time. I can tell you that.
APC Chieftain
Because after
Cross
all, a lot of
Rivers.
them are senior members of the party.
Indeed. Thank you so much for your contribution, Honorable Cletus Obud. Thank you, Habida Lawal, our correspondent who also joined us from Abuja. That's our show today. Remember, you can watch a repeat broadcast at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Ogutoye. I'm back at the top of the hour with more stories for you. Stay around.